logbook.com, back for more Voyages of Shelf-Discovery. While like 75% of everyone I know is in Las Vegas right now doing STLV, I thought this would be an opportune time to open some little spaceships that I haven't opened yet. These are from kind of that last burst of the Master Replicas sale of the Eaglemoss Hero Collector Star Trek collection from a couple of years back. These are both the Enterprise C, both of them. Now, that gets kind of interesting, and I very specifically wanted to get both of these, and kind of figured, we'll be opening both of these at the same time. So let's get around to that part. I don't think I've opened one of these before in kind of the fancy package that's almost like it's an action figure. Kind of like that. That packaging style is something that CBS has been having its Star Trek licensees put on a lot of packaging for a lot of things over the past few years. Just that kind of sideways Y shape. Eaglemoss really made that work. They made that look good. Not everyone can make that claim. So here we have the Enterprise C as seen on TV. The ship as we saw it in the episode Yesterday's Enterprise in 1990, which introduced us to the Ambassador class. Oh, that's interesting, kind of wiggly nacelles. I don't think they're supposed to be wiggly. I think that's just a sign that you need to be very careful with your Enterprise C. This is definitely not one that you want to drop off of a shelf. Fairly big by the standards of the non-XL Eaglemoss collection. So very nice little replica of the Enterprise C. But then, so is this. This is what is called the, I believe this was the Probert Concept Enterprise C. This was designed by Andrew Probert in the pre-production run-up to Yesterday's Enterprise. This is what the Enterprise C would have looked like. As you can see, it is very consciously an attempt to kind of set the middle evolutionary step between the Excelsior class and the Galaxy class. It's slightly smaller than the other Enterprise C, which is an interesting choice, but we'll go ahead and get the Concept Enterprise C on the stand, and then we could take a look at them together. The design was simplified mainly to make it easier and more cost-effective to build the filming model. The Concept Enterprise C, you could very easily knock that thing out in CGI now, and it would look beautiful. I'm kind of surprised no one's done that. I mean, you could just call it a different class, and it's ready to go. It's a design that is ready to go. The Enterprise C, as we saw on screen, the struts for the nacelles, the pylons, they're big chunky right angles. The engines are these big chunky tubes. Fewer formed curves, fewer concessions to, this is the middle step between the Excelsior and the Enterprise D. It was probably a lot easier to build that and build the infrastructure for the lighting and just hurry up and get it on the soundstage to shoot the miniature photography, because 1990 Next Gen was still using miniature photography for everything, and computer graphics were a very rare luxury that you really didn't get to see a lot of until later, when you had the Enterprise D giving birth to Crazy Straws, and I think sexy candle ghost from Sub Rosa. I think that was some video toaster lightwave work there. So next gen, it was just too early for CGI to really help it along. And that's kind of sad because I really do prefer the concept Enterprise C. But first off, I'm always a sucker for the thing that could have been. And maybe that's just a low-hanging fruit that trips my particular trigger. Like, oh, it's not the thing that I'm used to, therefore I like it better. But I really do I like the design of it a lot better. The filming model Enterprise C was so chunky. You put that facing off against the Galaxy class, and it seemed... I realized it was cost-effective to rely on shapes that were closer to primitives in terms of geometry. But it just didn't come up to the level of the Enterprise D. But that is literally the least important thing happening in that episode, so I don't think anyone noticed. Now, you'll notice that the as seen on TV Enterprise C came with a booklet. Those nicely boxed models, they have a scaled down version of the magazines that used to be full-size magazines in the early days of the Eaglemoss Starship collection. It's a scaled down version with the same content. The concept Enterprise C, I believe it did originally have its own magazine, but this one did not come with that because Master Replicas was having trouble pairing the correct amount of models with the correct amount of magazines, which is kind of the hazard if you're doing part works and the parts are coming from all over the place. However, the magazine for the screen-used version of the Enterprise C does include a lot of information about the concept Enterprise C, so not really that much of an issue. That magazine nicely covers both. So this is a case where, yes, by all means, collect the whole set, collect both versions of the Enterprise C, and the one magazine covers everything. Really nice to have both. I do have a preference, but here's the thing. The Ambassador class that we got on TV is canonical. It is what exists in universe. We saw that model a lot more. It kept being used in the rest of Next Gen, and I'm sure also in DS9 and Voyager it kept being reused there. I would still like to see the more rounded Ambassador class design get some use. Call it something else. There's no reason we can't have both of these in universe. So there you go. Enterprise C, pick your flavor. You like it big and chunky? Do you like it kind of curvy? Almost doesn't sound like I'm talking about spaceships anymore, does it? Which means I probably need to shut up now.